Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger. It comes to announce growth, stretching, transition, and preparation. Pain shows up when you step beyond comfort, beyond familiarity, beyond the limitations you once accepted as normal. But regret is different. Regret does not visit for a season, it settles in permanently. Pain leaves when the lesson is learned. But regret remains when the opportunity is ignored. Many people avoid pain at all costs, not realizing that the avoidance of pain is often the birthplace of regret. They avoid the pain of discipline and later suffer the regret of mediocrity. They avoid the pain of preparation and later carry the regret of missed potential. They avoid the pain of courage and live with the regret of unfulfilled purpose. Pain has a timeline. It expires. It weakens as you grow stronger. What once felt unbearable becomes proof of what you survived. Pain sharpens you, refines you, and positions you for the next level of responsibility. Regret, however, has no expiration date. It replays moments you never acted on, chances you never took, words you never spoke, and obedience you delayed. The truth is, every meaningful future demands temporary discomfort. Dreams are not built in comfort zones. Purpose is not revealed in ease. Greatness is not produced in convenience. Pain is simply the cost of becoming who you were designed to be. When you choose pain with purpose, you gain progress. When you choose comfort over calling, you inherit regret. Regret whispers at night. It asks, what if you had tried? It reminds you of the version of yourself you never allowed to exist. Pain may make you cry today, but regret will haunt you tomorrow. Pain challenges your body and mind, but regret attacks your identity. Pain says, this is hard. Regret says, you could have been more. Those who fulfill destiny are not those who avoided pain, but those who understood its value. They accepted the pain of discipline, the pain of focus, the pain of saying no, the pain of consistency, and the pain of growth. They understood that short-term discomfort is a small price to pay for long-term fulfillment. Choose the pain of action over the regret of inaction. Choose the pain of preparation over the regret of being unraised. Choose the pain of courage over the regret of fear, because pain is temporary, but regret is permanent. And you were never designed to live haunted by what you refuse to attempt. Pain is often misunderstood because most people associate it with loss, defeat, or weakness. In reality, pain is one of the clearest indicators that growth is taking place. Nothing grows without resistance. Muscles only strengthen when they are stretched and torn under pressure. The mind only expands when it is challenged beyond what it already knows. And character is only formed when comfort is disrupted. Pain does not arrive to announce failure. It arrives to confirm that something new is being built within you. If everything feels easy, familiar, and painless, it is usually a sign that you are not growing, you are simply repeating what you already know how to do. Growth requires movement, and movement creates friction. Pain is the friction between who you have been and who you are becoming. When you step into unfamiliar territory, your old limits protest. That protest is not failure, it is transformation in progress. Many people retreat at the first sign of discomfort because they assume pain means they are doing something wrong. In truth, pain often means you are finally doing something right. You are leaving dependency, breaking habits, restructuring thinking, and shedding outdated identities. Pain signals transition, not termination. Failure weakens vision, but pain sharpens it. Pain forces you to focus, to reflect, and to adapt. It reveals areas that need strengthening and exposes weaknesses that comfort hides. Without pain, there would be no awareness of capacity. You would never know how far you could go, how much you could endure, or how deeply you could grow. Pain becomes a teacher when you stop resisting it and start learning from it. Every lesson pain delivers is designed to prepare you for greater responsibility and expanded purpose. People who confuse pain with failure often quit too early. They abandon disciplines before mastery forms, leave relationships before maturity develops, and walk away from dreams before momentum builds. Growth is rarely loud or glamorous. It is usually uncomfortable, lonely, and misunderstood. Pain appears because growth demands separation from old patterns. What once felt natural must now be challenged, and that challenge is uncomfortable. But discomfort is evidence of progress, not proof of inadequacy. Pain also reveals commitment. Anyone can stay consistent when things are easy, but pain exposes who is serious about becoming more. When the body aches, when motivation fades, when progress feels slow, pain asks a simple question: will you continue anyway? Those who grow answer with persistence. They understand that pain has an expiration date, but the benefits of growth remain. What hurts today strengthens you tomorrow. Failure leaves you stagnant, but pain moves you forward. Failure drains energy and direction, while pain demands endurance and decision. Pain refines your priorities and strips away distractions. It forces clarity. It demands that you become intentional rather than emotional. Growth is not comfortable because comfort does not require change. Pain is the cost of transformation, and every meaningful transformation requires payment. When pain is viewed correctly, it becomes empowering rather than discouraging. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin to ask, what is this developing in me? That shift in perspective changes everything. Pain stops being an obstacle and becomes a tool. It builds resilience, strengthens confidence, and deepens self-trust. Each time you survive pain, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you believed. Pain is not permanent. It fades as strength increases. What once overwhelmed you becomes manageable, and what once challenged you becomes familiar. Growth absorbs pain over time. Failure, however, leaves scars of regret and stagnation. Pain moves you forward. Failure holds you in place. Pain says you are expanding. Failure says you have stopped. If pain is present in your journey, do not interpret it as a sign to retreat. See it as confirmation that growth is underway. You are stretching beyond old limits, reshaping your capacity, and stepping into a larger version of yourself. Pain is not evidence of weakness. It is evidence of evolution. It is not a sign that you are failing. It is proof that you are becoming. Avoiding pain today may feel like a relief, a temporary escape from discomfort. But it is one of the most dangerous choices a person can make. Pain, in many ways, is the gateway to growth, achievement, and purpose. When we shy away from it, we think we are protecting ourselves, yet in truth, we are setting the stage for deeper, longer-lasting suffering, regret. Regret does not appear in moments of temporary discomfort. It appears in the silence of inaction, in the spaces where courage, discipline, and responsibility were refused. The pain we avoid today often returns in another form tomorrow, heavier, sharper, and permanent in its impact. It is a debt that must be paid, not with effort, but with memories of what could have been. Every opportunity for growth comes with some form of challenge, whether it is the pain of discipline, the discomfort of learning something new, the vulnerability of risk, or the courage to face criticism. These moments are unavoidable for anyone who desires to live a life of purpose. Choosing comfort over challenge may feel safe, but it is a choice to settle for less. It is a decision to trade potential for temporary ease. And in that trade, the price is regret. Because the moment we could have acted and chose not to, the chance for transformation diminishes. Opportunities do not wait for comfort. They reward those willing to endure temporary difficulty. Regret is far more enduring than pain. Pain is transient. It comes and goes, leaving behind lessons, strength, and resilience. Regret lingers. It whispers in quiet moments, reminding us of paths not taken, dreams abandoned, and courage unused. When we avoid the discomfort necessary to achieve something meaningful, we are not avoiding hardship, we are postponing it, and often we will face it in a more profound form later. The regret of missed opportunities, of unfulfilled potential, and of ignored responsibilities is permanent. Unlike pain, which fades as growth occurs, regret can echo throughout a lifetime, a constant reminder of what might have been. Avoiding pain is also a form of self-deception. We convince ourselves that we are making rational decisions by sidestepping effort, responsibility, or challenge. We say we are waiting for the right moment or not ready yet. But these excuses are camouflage for fear. Fear disguises itself as caution, but in reality, it is an enemy to growth. Every avoided challenge is a chapter of progress left unwritten. Every skipped risk is a door left unopened. And when the moment passes, we realize too late that the comfort we sought was an illusion, and the regret we now face is very real. The multiplication of regret comes from repetition. Each time pain is avoided, we reinforce the habit of avoidance. One unchallenged day leads to another. One fear ignored leads to another. Over time, small acts of avoidance compound into a life of unfulfilled potential. The pain of temporary effort seems heavy at the moment, but it is manageable. The regret of repeated avoidance accumulates, becoming crushing and inescapable. Those who consistently embrace discomfort, on the other hand, understand that temporary struggle leads to long-term victory, while persistent avoidance leads only to permanent disappointment. To live without regret, we must recognize that pain is not the enemy, is the pathway. The pain of preparation, of discipline, of hard work, and of courage is the cost of meaningful progress. Avoiding these costs may spare us short-term discomfort, but it creates a lifetime of what ifs. Regret is not a punishment. It is the natural consequence of ignoring the demands of growth. Every person who looks back on life and wishes they had done more, tried harder, or taken more risks, knows this truth intimately. Pain may hurt for a moment, but regret hurts forever. Ultimately, avoiding pain today is a decision to cheat the future self. It prioritizes the comfort of the present over the fulfillment of a lifetime. Regret is the shadow cast by our avoidance, the proof that we chose. Fear over faith, inaction over effort, and comfort over purpose. The lessons are clear. Endure the temporary pain, face the discomfort with courage, and act decisively. Because every moment of pain we embrace now is an investment in a future free from the haunting weight of regret. Avoiding pain may feel easy, but it multiplies regret, and regret is a burden that no amount of wishing can erase. Purpose is never realized in comfort. It is not found in ease, convenience, or in the absence of challenge. True purpose demands movement, action, and the willingness to endure temporary discomfort. Every person who has achieved something meaningful in life has faced seasons of struggle, sacrifice, and pain, not because life is inherently cruel, but because growth requires effort and transformation. Discomfort is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is proof that you are moving toward the life you were meant to live. Purpose calls for sacrifice, and sacrifice often comes wrapped in the form of temporary pain, discipline, and the challenge of stepping beyond what is familiar. When we speak of purpose, we speak of alignment with destiny, alignment with passion, and alignment with the impact we were designed to make. To remain in the comfort zone is to remain stagnant, to refuse the opportunities for growth that discomfort naturally brings. Discomfort is the refining fire that shapes character, strengthens resolve, and stretches capacity. It exposes weaknesses, challenges complacency, and forces the adoption of new habits, new disciplines, and new ways of thinking. Without temporary discomfort, purpose remains dormant, unrealized, and unfulfilled. It is the price of progress, and every person must decide whether they are willing to pay it. Purpose demands temporary discomfort because it pushes us to confront fears, limitations, and uncertainties. Every step toward a meaningful life involves leaving behind what is safe and predictable. You cannot fulfill your calling by avoiding responsibility or ignoring the work that it requires. The path toward purpose often challenges relationships, requires long hours of preparation, and demands sacrifices that may seem painful in the present. Yet these moments of discomfort are not obstacles. They are the markers of progress. They indicate that you are stretching beyond previous limitations, preparing for challenges that lie ahead, and growing into the person capable of fulfilling your mission. Those who understand purpose embrace temporary discomfort as a tool rather than a burden. They recognize that pain, challenge, and sacrifice are signals that they are moving in the right direction. Purpose never asks for comfort. It asks for courage, commitment, and consistency. The discomfort that comes with purpose is never wasted. Every act of discipline strengthens the body, mind, and spirit. Every moment of challenge deepens resilience and wisdom. Every sacrifice made in the pursuit of what truly matters is an investment in the fulfillment of destiny. Temporary discomfort is the bridge between potential and achievement, between intention and impact. Avoiding discomfort in the pursuit of purpose is the surest way to remain average, unfulfilled, and disconnected from destiny. Those who shy away from the hard work, the discipline, and the sacrifice may feel comfortable now, but they will experience the long-term pain of regret. Purpose requires focus, action, and the willingness to endure what is difficult in the moment for the sake of long-term gain. It requires saying no to distractions, prioritizing long-term objectives over short-term pleasures, and committing to a vision that often demands more than the average person is willing to give. The temporary discomfort demanded by purpose is also transformative. It does not just prepare you to achieve, it transforms who you are becoming. Challenges shape character, refine perspective, and build the confidence to face greater responsibilities. They teach patience, resilience, and humility. They force you to discover strengths you did not know you had and to overcome limitations you once accepted as permanent. Every step into discomfort is a step toward becoming the person capable of fulfilling your true purpose. Ultimately, purpose cannot be separated from discomfort. They are inseparable partners in the journey of meaningful living. To pursue purpose is to embrace challenge, to accept sacrifice, and to endure temporary pain with faith in the outcome. The discomfort is real, but it is fleeting. The fulfillment that comes from living aligned with your calling is lasting. Temporary discomfort is the price of extraordinary impact, the currency of destiny, and the doorway to a life that matters. Those who embrace it gain what others never will: a life fully lived, a purpose fully realized, and a legacy that endures. Regret and pain are both powerful forces in human life, but they operate in fundamentally different ways. Pain is temporary, fleeting, and purposeful. It comes into our lives as a teacher, a guide, a force that refines and shapes character. Regret, on the other hand, is permanent, consuming, and destructive. It does not teach. It condemns. It attacks the very core of identity, leaving a sense of incompleteness and a haunting awareness of opportunities that were ignored, choices that were delayed, and actions that were never taken. Understanding the difference between these two forces is crucial for anyone seeking to live a life of meaning and fulfillment. Pain builds. Regret destroys. Pain refines character. Regret attacks identity. Pain enters our lives when we step beyond comfort and face the challenges required for growth. It is present in the discipline of learning a new skill, in the persistence of hard work, in the courage to pursue a vision when fear insists on inaction. Pain asks us to endure, to persevere, to confront weakness and limitation. It is uncomfortable, sometimes overwhelming, but it has a purpose. It strengthens the mind, refines the spirit, and molds character. Through pain, we learn resilience. We discover our capacity for endurance. We are shaped into individuals capable of achieving beyond what we previously thought possible. Pain is the sculptor, as chisel, carving away weakness to reveal strength. Regret, in contrast, attacks identity because it is the result of inaction or poor choices. It arises when pain is avoided, when discipline is ignored, when courage is denied. Regret is a mental and emotional weight that feeds on what could have been. Unlike pain, it does not fade with time. It lingers, replaying moments over and over, each repetition a reminder of opportunities missed and decisions avoided. Regret is not just disappointment. It is a direct assault on the perception of self. It causes people to question their worth, their potential, and their purpose. Regret whispers that they are not enough, that they have failed, not because of external circumstances, but because of choices left unmade. While pain challenges and strengthens, regret diminishes and erodes. The fundamental difference lies in engagement. Pain, when faced with courage and understanding, becomes a tool. It is a catalyst for personal development. Pain teaches patience, humility, focus, and discipline. It forces reflection and self-assessment, demanding that we confront areas in need of improvement. Pain pushes us to make better choices, to endure hardship, and to grow into our potential. Every moment of struggle is an investment in character. Every effort to overcome is a reinforcement of identity, a declaration that we are capable of more than we imagined. Pain, therefore, refines character because it is purposeful, controlled, and temporary. It is endured with intention and leads to transformation. Regret, however, is endured without purpose. It does not transform. It does not teach. It attacks because it arises from avoidance or neglect. Regret questions, why did you try? Why didn't you act? It is relentless and unforgiving. It undermines confidence and identity by reminding us of our failures, not as lessons, but as proof of deficiency. The longer regret persists, the more it redefines how we see ourselves, often in ways that are limiting and destructive. Regret becomes a prison, trapping the individual in a narrative of could have been, rather than allowing them to focus on what can still be. Choosing to embrace pain over avoiding it is therefore a choice to refine character rather than suffer the corrosive effects of regret. Facing discomfort, taking responsibility, and acting with courage build resilience, deepen wisdom, and strengthen identity. Each challenge endured is a statement: I am capable. I am growing. I am becoming who I am meant to be. Avoiding pain may seem easier in the short term, but it sets the stage for regret, which attacks the foundation of self and erodes potential over a lifetime. In conclusion, pain and regret operate on opposite planes. Pain is a teacher, regret is a destroyer. Pain is temporary, regret is permanent. Pain refines character, leaving strength, wisdom, and resilience in its wake. Regret attacks identity, leaving weakness, doubt, and a haunting awareness of missed opportunities. The difference lies in action. Engage with pain and character is refined. Avoid pain and regret attacks. Those who understand this truth learn to embrace challenge and discomfort, knowing that character is built through the trials of today, while the damage of regret is reserved for those who choose inaction. To live a life of purpose and fulfillment, one must welcome pain as a necessary instrument of growth and refuse to allow regret to dictate identity. Short-term pain is one of the most misunderstood concepts in the pursuit of success and purpose. Many people see discomfort, struggle, or challenge as a sign that they are on the wrong path, but in reality, It is often the clearest indicator that they are moving in the right direction. Pain in the short term is temporary, fleeting, and necessary. It is a signal that growth, transformation, and progress are occurring. Without it, achievement remains shallow, goals remain out of reach, and potential remains unrealized. Those who understand the value of temporary discomfort know that the struggle of today are the foundation of the fulfillment and satisfaction of tomorrow. The key lies in perspective. Pain is not punishment, it is investment. Every person who has accomplished something meaningful has endured pain along the way. The long hours of work, the sacrifices of personal comfort, the discipline of consistent effort, and the courage to step into the unknown all come with discomfort. This discomfort is not random or meaningless. It is the training ground for excellence. It builds resilience, sharpens focus, and strengthens character. Every challenge endured teaches lessons that cannot be learned in ease, and every difficulty overcome adds to the capacity to handle greater responsibilities. Short-term pain is the price of long-term fulfillment because it ensures that growth is real, hard-earned, and deeply rooted. The reason short-term pain leads to long-term fulfillment is that meaningful accomplishments are rarely convenient. Dreams do not flourish in comfort zones. Purpose cannot be achieved without effort. And success cannot be sustained without sacrifice. The discomfort that comes from preparation, persistence, and discipline is temporary, but the results it produces last a lifetime. Someone who is willing to endure pain in pursuit of mastery, wisdom, and impact gains a form of fulfillment that is permanent. That fulfillment is not just external success, but internal satisfaction, a deep knowing that they gave their all, that they honored their potential, and that they refused to settle for mediocrity. Short-term pain also teaches patience and perspective. When we encounter challenges, we are forced to slow down, assess, and adjust. This process can feel uncomfortable because it interrupts the desire for instant gratification. Yet this very discomfort trains the mind and spirit to value process over outcome, effort over ease, and endurance over immediate pleasure. Fulfillment is rarely instantaneous. It is cumulative. It grows from repeated acts of discipline, courage, and persistence, all of which are uncomfortable in the moment but rewarding in the long term. By accepting temporary pain, we align ourselves with a timeline of progress that produces lasting results. Avoiding short-term pain may feel safe, but it guarantees deferred suffering. People who choose ease over effort often live with a lingering sense of unfulfilled potential. They look back on life and realize that the opportunities they ignored were the steps they needed to reach fulfillment. The pain they avoided was not truly harmful. It was necessary. But their reluctance created a void that is harder to fill later. In contrast, those who embrace discomfort know that each challenge is temporary and each effort compounds over time. The short-term sacrifices become the scaffolding for a life of impact, satisfaction, and purpose. Short-term pain also produces humility, focus, and appreciation. It teaches gratitude for achievements because success is no longer taken for granted. Those who have endured struggle understand the value of what they achieve, and their fulfillment is deeper and more meaningful. The lessons learned through discomfort become tools for navigating future challenges, creating a cycle of growth that extends far beyond the initial pain. Pain may challenge the body, mind, and spirit temporarily, but its benefits endure. In every decision, every opportunity seized, and every purpose fulfilled. In the end, short-term pain is the bridge to long-term fulfillment. It is not a punishment, but a prerequisite. It is temporary, but its results are permanent. It is challenging, but it is essential. Those who embrace pain as part of the journey understand that fulfillment is not a destination reached without effort. It is the harvest produced from the seeds planted through struggle. Each moment of discomfort is an investment in a future that is meaningful, impactful, and satisfying. Short-term pain may test your endurance, but it guarantees a life enriched with long-term fulfillment. A life lived fully, and a legacy that endures beyond the fleeting struggles of today.